Hi guys, this is John. I usually show you how to do sewing stuff, but I'm going to show you how to do embroidered stuff today. I'm going to show you how to make a homemade scrubby to scrub your pots with. Usually you get the tweel or whatever it is for like 79 cents a yard or 59 cents a yard. You might even get it on sale at Joann's at 50% off if you can. Anyways, you either get 3 strips of 4 yards or 2 strips of 6 yards. I have 2 strips of 6 yards, so it's going to have to be tied together. It's just easier dealing with 4 yards at a time, or 6 if you think you can handle 6. And what I do is I cut it in 2-inch strips, the 6 yards long. So I do that, and what we're first going to do is we're going to start out our crocheting. Just start crocheting like you would with a piece of yarn. Is you have to make your little loop and pull that down onto your hook. And this hook is a size I9 or a 5.5 mm. So that's the size. It's an I. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. Now I'm going to hook back into the first loop and do a single crochet. 1. There's a single right there. Put it through and a single. I did 2 singles in the first loop, and then I'm going to go to the next one and put 2 in the same one again. And the next one. Sometimes getting started it's a little tricky. 2 in that one. And when you put 2 in a single crochet, it's increasing. We're increasing the size. So we went all the way around, 2 in each one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hook through here, and I'm going to bring that extra up to the other side, because this is going to be the outside of your scrubby. And then we're going to go to the next one and 2 in each one. And we're just going to keep on going around, putting 2 in each one for about 3 times around. And then we're going to change that up here in a minute. I'm still on my second time around.
Anime Network and WWE 24/7. Time for some anime rest. From the Anime Network to WWE, you can view all the excitement from the comfort of your seat.
And let me shut off the mute on the TV. Don't need to hear that. Not even watching it. For me, it's just background noise. And if you're good at crocheting, these make up really, really quickly. They can be a little bit rough on your hands. Just think of it as you exfoliating your hands. We'll make them nice and soft. Okay, I've been around here almost 3 times. So now what I'm going to do is, as you can see, it's starting to form a bowl because I've increased it so much, is I'm going to crochet 1, crochet 1, put 2 in one. That means 2 singles in a single loop. And then I'm going to do 1, put 2 in one. And that kind of flattens it back out a little bit. Do 1, and do 2 in one. Till you get all the way back around. Do 1, 2. Now we're going to do 3, because we're back to corners again. Here's a corner, so we're going to do 2 in one. 1, 2. Then we're going to do 1, 2, and 2 in one. And then we're going to do 1, 2, and then 3, and then 2 in one. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and do 2 in one. And 1, 2, 3, and 2 in one. And what that gives you is like, it forms it to be like an octagon. And 1, 2, 3, and then 2 in one. Basically what you're doing is you're doing the 2 at the points, either before the points or right on the points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the point. And you want your crochets to be a little bit loose. You don't want this so tight that it's formed into a ball. You want it to so it lays down pretty flat. One, 2, 3. Now I know this gets kind of boring, but I'm at the end of my thing now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to tie my second one, which is right here. I'm going to tie that onto my first one. Like I said, I have mine 6 yards. If you do 4 yards, you're going to be tying on 2 of them. You'll do 1.5 of these if you do them in 4 before you start decreasing. And I always like getting past the knot before I start decreasing. So I'm going to stitch until I'm past that knot by a stitch or 2. There's the knot. I'm going to take these little extra fuzzy things, bring them on the inside, grab the next one, pull it through, and pull it through. And I'm going to just do one more. and one more. Okay, now since we've done that, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a single one, but I'm not going to do it on this part, on this hook here, on the outer one. I'm actually going to bring it on the inner one, and I'm going to do one on every single one around. Let me get a few here. It's just one single crochet on every single one. And like I said, you don't want the back one, you want the inside one, the inside hook or loop. And by doing that, let me get this through and I'll show you. By doing that, you get a edge, a finished edge here. This actually brings this up and around, and this stands up. So we're going to go all the way around the whole entire scrubby like that. And like I said, these scrubbies don't take that much time. And they're about the same size as an SOS pad. I like them because you can actually throw these into your silverware holder in your dishwasher and run them through the dishwasher to sterilize them. They'll hold up for anywhere from 6 months to almost a year. I've made these for families and my family, and I get requests for them for Christmas time because they really like these because they scrub the counters good. They're excellent for non-stick pots. They're not going to rip off that non-stick, and they're really good for stainless steel cookware also, where you're not scratching right into the stainless steel with them. They just work really, really well. Will's mother's the one that showed me how to make these. Her pattern was a little bit different than mine. Okay, we're almost to the beginning, to where we started. And you can tell because my knot is right there, and I want a few past that knot. And it's alright that you have all that stuff on the inside. We're going to be pushing more of the twill inside of this once we're done. So once you get a couple more, get that one. And let's do one more, just to make sure I got all the way around. Okay, now once you get all the way around, instead of continuing going on the inside, we're going to go back to the outside loop, and we're going to do 1, 2, skip a loop. We're not doing this one, we're doing the next one. And this is decreasing your stitches. 1, 2, 3, decrease 1. Now I'm alternating from doing 2 to 3. 1, 2, skip 1. Now that's considered 1, 2, 3, skip 1. 1, 2, skip 1. 1, 2, 3, skip 1. And that's 1, 2, skip 1, and do 3. And we're right back to where we started. And we skip 1. Now I'm going to do 2, skip one, do two, skip one. Now we're getting closer and closer to the end. We're just doing two and skipping one. Okay, and then we skip one and do two. Skip one, do two. Let's push that inside so it's not in my view. We're going to skip one, do two, going to skip one, do two, going to skip one and do two. Okay, now we're getting closer and closer to the end. Now I'm going to skip one, do one, skip one, do one, skip one, do one, skip one, do one. Now we skip that one. Now we're going to skip that one and do one. And we're going to skip one and do one. And this one I'm just pulling straight through. I'm not actually doing a crochet on that one. And then I'm going to do that again. I'm going to stick it in, pull the thread through, and pull the thread through the hoop that I was in. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to pull the thread through and pull the thread through. Now once it's all the way through, we're going to take this, pull it up, we're going to find the hole right here, and we're going to fold this in half, and we're going to end up stuffing this extra stuff all in the center with the end, the opposite end of your hook. And I spin it as I do it. It goes in pretty easily that way. I fold it in half over it and I push it right into the center hole. Fold in half, push it into the center hole. Fold in half. Fold in half, and this will give your scrubby a little bit of volume, and you're using all of the stuff. And it stays in there pretty good too, and you got it all in. Once you get it all in, make sure it's in there good. Can make sure that it's nice and flat, and you just pull on it, flatten it out a little bit, and there's your scrubby. Scrubby's all done and ready to be sent as a Christmas gift. Just make sure that that's all the way in there too. If you wanted to, if you still had a little piece left over, you could tie it on. Anyways, that's it.